What's up guys, Nitro here, and today I've got a cool little trick on how to make the thing. If you have a mini bike and you're wanting to put a torque converter on that has a crankshaft for a castle nut and a quarter pin. So these kits are $56, $55, $60 off of eBay. They come from China, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can spend like, I think $150, $200, $300 on one from like Go Power Sports, but that's a bunch of bullshit. These work. So the way that you do it is you have to extend your crankshaft basically by making one of these guys. Let the camera focus. You can see it has a keyway, it's threaded, has a hole in the end for a bolt, or you can drill out your crankshaft and thread a bolt into it. Because this has to go on to here, and then this has to go, well, this has to go on first, then that, then this piece. And then it comes all out to here, and then you've got a pulley with a little spring thing, and it expands that way and tightens on the belt as you accelerate the engine. The way I made this is I took two nuts, like this, that thread onto the crankshaft. I went to the hardware store with the castle nut and bought some nuts that would thread on. I'd get a bolt if I were you. You'll need at least two nuts like that. And you'll need one like this. Basically, whatever size you want your bolt to be to tighten everything down with. I chose, I think it's 5/16. Not 100% sure on that. And then I got some various washers, some different size shims, some spacers to shim up the pulley front or back. I also bought this as a spacer. It slides on pretty nicely. You have to take the little thingy out though. The original spacer is still in the shop. But the way that I made this, as you can see, it doesn't look like two nuts anymore. I took the nuts, I put them both on here. You can do this with a bolt or you can do it with the crankshaft, but you want to do that one as far as it wants to go. Then thread this one on and tighten it down and finger tighten it into the other one. Now they don't line up, but that doesn't matter, because then you're going to take your welder, and mine's right there, and you're going to weld this seam up. You're going to put a tack weld here, you're going to rotate the whole thing, you're going to put a tack weld here, and then you're going to take it off and weld it, or you're going to continue welding it on your crankshaft. Doesn't really matter. Weld it all the way around, a good solid bead, then take it off and set it on your plate of metal, or, you know, something like that. You need a sheet of metal to set it onto, and then you're going to weld this nut on top of your little two nuts you have already. And this one you want to eyeball and get as centered as you can. Mine's a little bit off, but that doesn't really matter that much. Then you take it and you get a piece of all thread. And if you don't have a piece, you can make a piece by taking a spare bolt out of your bucket of bolts, and you make a piece of all thread by cutting the head off of the bolt. And you can do that by sticking it into a drill press, turning on the drill press, taking your hacksaw and going back and forth up against the bottom there, like that. Not wanting to focus, but like that. And you just go left and right, back and forth as if you were sawing. And what that does is it cuts really fast, and it keeps you from messing up the threads. Then, once you got your piece of all thread, you thread this piece on to, you know, about that. Imagine the head wasn't here. Thread this all the way up onto there, and then you take a grinder with a flapper disc or a grinding wheel, and you want to round everything over. And you want to be sitting here with a bushing and that big piece at the beginning. You want to test fit over and over and over again. And you want to grind it down with a file, and you want to grind it down with the flap disc. Be careful with the flap disc, it's really, really fast. The file is much slower. Then you want to come to a vise, put it in there like that, tighten it down, cut it with a cutting wheel for your keyway, and you don't got to go all the way through. I didn't have to. And make your keyway, and then just keep test fitting it, trying it over and over again until you get it. It's really easy to make. Took me about 25 or 30 minutes, and I had to figure it out too. So just, you know, couple dollars worth of pieces, and you can make a part to make your thing work. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to. I'll see you in the next video.